All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Moon, and I'm going to be co-casting with Brian here today.
Yep,
Um,
I'm Brian. I'm on the League of Legends team. Yeah.
so we do have some good League of Legends here starting today. It's going to be or Maverick Esports versus do you remember the name? I forgot. I didn't catch the name of it.
We
was,
will figure out the name in just a sec.
I thought it was Kettering, I believe. I'll double check that in a second before we get started here. But we will be having some very interesting League of Legends here today. So thank you guys for tuning in as we are going to be finishing up the Champ Select here. As it's going to be looking like a very interesting lineup. But before we get loaded in, we will show that, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see what happens as this goes to develop. But we got a long game ahead of us. As we have Zach in the top lane for us. We got Silas probably looking like the jungle, although did seem like there was a little bit of discussion whether that could be the other way around. But we'll have Senna and Thresh in the bot lane, followed by Twisted Fate in the mid, and we'll see what the other team decides to go here. As we will be right back, and we will be bringing you guys straight into game.
We're student gamers at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community for both competitive and casual gamers. We're learning broadcasting, digital marketing, and live stream technology, skills that translate to real-world job opportunities. Everyone wins. Be a Maverick. Learn more at MNSU.edu. We're students at Minnesota State Mankato, and we
If you could bring us straight into game, as we're going to be 30 seconds in already, as we have the pre-game started. Looks like no one is going to be looking for an invade. There we go. Cool. Now we got the game up. As we have Amumu and Silas in the jungle for today. It's going to be top lane with Zach versus Mordekaiser, so that'll be very interesting to see what happens there. I believe the Mord might have a little bit of an advantage, but I think that could go up either way realistically. We have Twisted Fate and Cassiopeia down the mid lane today. Definitely, I think, probably a little bit more in favor of the Twisted Fate.
Definitely. I mean, you can go back and forth since they are both ranged characters, but with Twisted Fate ult, he does have the roaming potential to go around and be in any team fight, whereas Cass would not.
This is true. The Twisted Fate is definitely going to have more map presence than the Cassiopeia will. However, we do see Cassiopeia with the TP, along with both top laners with TP as well for summoner spells. And then down in the bot lane, it'll be a Senna Thresh versus Aphelios Renata. As that'll be an interesting matchup here. I do think late game, the Senna has the advantage, especially with the Thresh.
Definitely.
Both have some scaling abilities going into the late game, but it's really hard to say whether they can get that right.
I will say that our team's looking like a type of team that would scale better into the late game as opposed to the other team with Thresh and Senna having infinite stacking abilities.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to keep in mind. I think the Zach has definitely a lot of scaling to work with. I think on the side of Kettering, it is going to be the Cassiopeia that has that hyper scaling going into the late game. As you see, a handful of trades going in bot, but nothing really is up yet, as we do have a little bit of an engage from our Zach, as he's going to try to poke a little bit with the Mordekaiser, but looks mostly even. As the stun's going to go out on the Cassiopeia, as they're just going to keep swiping at each other. The Ghost is going to come out from Twisted Fate. Another stun.
Gold card
And that's going to be first blood for Twisted
Fate.
Fate. Yeah, I think that's kind of what we expected here, because like Cassiopeia really doesn't have much pressure in early game. That's
yeah, not really.
your
And
worst.
until you get level 6, you can't really fight back like you would be able to with Twisted Fate being able to just stun. It looks like we're going to be seeing a potential dive.
They choose not to. I think it's the smart thing. They probably could have gotten him, but I think they just decided to not waste the summoner spells on it. Let the Twisted Fate back, as he's going to have to walk back to lane. As we have Silas going in for the gank, as Renata Glass is going to go down.
And cleanse comes off for the Aphelios.
Definitely a nice cleanse, but he might have been able to survive regardless. It's hard to say for sure, but that's going to be 2 kills down for the side of Maverick Esports, as it's 3 minutes into the game with a very good, strong showing to start here for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have both junglers are chilling around the bot lane, so it's definitely going to be something where, I mean, I definitely think the point of interest is definitely going to be bot. Like, this matchup's really going to make a difference in the long run, and seeing which jungler can get better pressure is probably going to be the deciding factor to this game.
Definitely, and Silas is going to have to, on top of like doing Silas things, he's going to have to get off a lot of pressure before, otherwise Amumu is going to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to keep in mind here with the top lane, as the Mordekaiser can be very, very scary going in the late game. I mean, having the Senna being our hard carry, which is probably going to be the case, the Mordekaiser can really isolate that Senna in a team fight and really makes the point of Thresh quite useless during that. So that's probably one thing we're going to have to look to avoid, as it might be a little bit more of a trade here. Nope, nothing happens in mid, just a little bit of poking from the Poison Cloud of Cassiopeia, as the ward in river is going to be cleared out by Perksha on the Thresh, as there's going to be a little bit more trading going out in the top lane. Zach chooses to disengage though. Now we do see, ooh, it's going to be very interesting in the mid lane actually here, but doesn't end up getting anything, as both the bot laners have swapped lanes for now.
And Grubs and Drakes have just spawned, so those are contestable objectives on the map. It looks like we're having the Thresh roam to mid lane.
Yeah, it looks like the Thresh is going to match it, so it's going to be Senna and Cassiopeia left alone in the bot lane. The Senna has the range advantage, so Cass really shouldn't be able to do anything there.
Looks like Amumu is now contesting Grubs in with top prio. It's going to make it very hard for Silas to contest that. So we're just going to have to give up grubs.
I believe so. It looks like they're going to be the ones to hit that first and get all 3 of them cleared down, as the first 3 Void Grubs are going to go to Kettering Esports here. As we have the Thresh still chilling around mid, as starts an engage. The Mumu actually misses the bandage toss on the Twisted Fate, and the Thresh
hits the legendary
hook. Yeah, very, very solid hook there to secure the kill on the Renata down in mid. As that is also
looks like we're also having a little bit of a lane swap, as our Cass is in bot lane, and it looks like Affiliates is now in mid lane.
Yeah, it definitely is a little bit of the mid and bot swap, which isn't too unsurprising realistically. The Cass really just has a terrible time going into the Twisted Fate, as she just has to kind of wait out the long game with that. And unfortunately, that's what we saw with the first blood, as it looks like Cass is going to rotate back mid. So it looks like they were doing that for the Void Grub's pressure.
Definitely.
Which does make sense here.
Looking at it now, though, Twisted Fate is now level 6, so he does have an opportunity to hit ult and join a team fight. Could we be seeing a potential Drake?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, okay, it has been Cloud Drake that has dropped, yep. So we could see that develop here next. As we have Silas in the Pixel Brush down in the bot lane, as the Zac does look to rotate mid to kind of keep control of that. He's going to just preoccupy the Cass. It looks like Silas is going to try to solo Dragon here, as Mumu is top lane, so he won't be able to capitalize. We have mid and bot pressure, so definitely the right choice here, as they look to just disengage from the bot lane and secure the Drake, which really needed to be the case, because losing Void Grub can at least make sure you can get that Dragon secured, as the Zac TP goes up to the top lane to keep that under control as well. Very interesting trade, to say the least, between the Zac and the Mord. Yeah, like I said, I do think the Mordekaiser has the advantage here. Zac really
looks like we're going for a invade.
The stun comes out on the Amumu, as just this chain CC is going to come out, as the hook is going to hit on the Renata.
And the Renata ult.
The Renata ult is going to be mirrored with the Senna ult coming down the lane as well. As Aphelios is going to be left alone here, they might be looking to push in the wave and collapse on the Aphelios, but he looks to be maybe trying to take a trade with the center and 1v1 here, as the Twisted Fate ult is going to come out. He's going to be stunned. The cleanse goes out, but it is going to be a Thresh hook hit last second, as Perksha is actually alive with just a sliver of HP. As the Mord TP comes out into the bot lane, but not fast enough to save their Aphelios, unfortunately.
Mumu barely misses that Q shot.
Yeah, the bandage toss is definitely one of the more annoying abilities from my perspective. I mean, granted, I've played a lot of immobile mages, and we have a gold card goes out onto the Cass, and it's just unrelenting, as the Twisted Fate is just slamming cards against the Cass, as the Cass will survive with sliver of HP as well. As Mumu is going to be the one to challenge the Twisted Fate in the mid, but it looks like that is an attack speed Twisted Fate build. I can't tell what keystone he picked though. I don't know if I caught that, but it's going to be very interesting, as he does have plenty of attack speed built up already, as it looks like it's actually going to be primarily AD focused Twisted Fate, which I guess that makes sense. Well, if you really think about our team comp here.
I mean, we have plenty of AP coming from Silas, so I guess it makes more sense for AD Twisted Fate. Also, if you didn't know, our mid laner doesn't really know how to play AP Twisted Fate that well, so that's also another reason why.
That would make sense. I guess that makes sense, yeah. I mean, AP Twisted Fate's very interesting, has a lot of burst, very, very bursty.
Very different playstyle as well compared to the AD Twisted Fate.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at different things in his kit. I mean, both of them scale, I mean, he actually has quite good scaling between the AP and the AD, which is not too common for characters that like to chill around in the mid lane. But he has the options to really scale on that attack speed with his on hit on his E, as well as the poke, and you know, the gold card is just so good. And I believe it does scale off AD
Definitely.
and AP.
Yep, both of them. So that's why you can
Definitely.
build either one of them.
Yeah, you could
And
go
it
either way.
Looks like also a Mumu just secured all 6 Void Grubs now, meaning that they're going to have a lot of split pushing potential.
Yeah, because that's going to give you true damage on the towers.
And
or
2 Void Grubs that will spawn, or Void
boy.
things that will spawn every time.
That's going to be so much fun. As the Zac has the less bounce go out on the Mord, but it is going to be a
Silas
ghost.
with the cast ult as well.
Ooh, that could be really good. Doesn't need it, as the Silas is going to secure the kill, as the Thresh got the Philios. I didn't even notice that. We were looking at top lane, and I completely lost track of the kill down bot, but that is going to be an 8-0 game with no kills on the side of Kettering. Now, is this a best of 3?
It
or
is a best of 3 game.
It is a best of 3. All right, cool. So we do have a few games ahead of us, regardless of what happens here. So that's at least good to know. But we will see what happens. As mid lane looks to be locked pretty even. Now this gold card is actually going to go out on these Cass, as the Silas is going to look for ult, but the Cass ult hits both as she gets stunned as well. So they're all just standing there, unable to move, as the Cass is going to go down with a very well executed gank with the setup of Silas and Twisted Fate. Yeah, I mean, as the Cass, it feels really hard to go into that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Just constant CC coming from the Silas and the Twisted Fate especially. Makes it very rough.
Yeah, I mean, Twisted Fate's one of those characters in mid, as we might actually see. Nope, Zac's just going to push the Mordekaiser away from the tower, just enough to keep the plates going, as the mid tower is going to go down first, which makes sense. Twisted Fate has a lot of pressure on the towers, because it is a AD Twisted Fate. But yeah, I mean, Twisted Fate really seems to be one of those characters that's really easy to gank for. Cass is not as nearly as close to that.
Definitely. However, though, Cassiopeia does have the opportunity to ground as well as oh, looks like we have a team fight breaking out.
As the Renata ult comes out as well, as Senna is kind of around both. Oh, there's going to be a flash out from Perksha on the Thresh.
Both
as
teams
they
surviving.
just look to disengage. Yeah, both of them use.
It looks like the Silas is still the move ult, which will be a very valuable
very good
team fight.
Cassiopeia is going to go down first, as they're going to look to pressure the dragon. It is going to be the Twisted Fate that's going to be backing out. He has his ult.
Looking like a 4v4 right now. Twisted Fate is still back in base, and he does have ult, so he can join the fight if he so chooses to.
As it's going to be a huge Senna ult, along with the Amumu copied ult, as the Renata is going to look to try to survive last second, but not enough.
Great.
Ooh, that's definitely not what we wanted, but we'll take it, as it looks like the team fight's going to go the way of Maverick Esports, as the Zac's just trying to wail on the Mordekaiser and needs the support of the Senna to secure that.
And it looks like it's in exchange for Mountain Drake.
It's not the worst to lose, personally speaking. Definitely the more defensive ult, or defensive Drake, which is always nice, but we have such a huge lead that I'm not too worried about it. Now, I believe that is the the Hextech Drake is next, so that is the Hextech Soul that has come out on the map here. So we have a few Hextech gates, as it looks like Maverick Esports is going to be looking to pressure both the bot turret and potentially get something happening here on the Rift Herald. We will see if they can secure that. And no contest from the side of Kettering, as Silas comes in to secure it, and that's going to be the Rift Herald picked up by Silas. And we will see where he chooses to deploy that guy at. Yeah, it's hard to say. We might be looking to throw it top. That's probably their best bet. But, again, we will see how this one plays out, as it could be a very fast game to start here for the side of Maverick Esports, as still 0 kills on the board for Kettering. It's just not.
We're up almost 10k or 9k gold essentially. 9k, 10k gold.
Say 9. Looks like 9k, yeah, roughly speaking. As might be a gank set up top here. Does not look like it. Oh, it might be the Silas it looks in. He's going to be copying the Mord ult, but I don't think he's going to look to use it here. As they're just going to look to do the pressure mount, as he is going to get pulled back in. And they're just going to be comboing ult as the Let's Bounce comes out for the Zac.
It looks like there goes top turret. Meanwhile, bot lane there looks like...
Ooh, is he going to get caught in it? Oh, he's going to get caught, but he's not in range of the Senna. So it looks like he's going to be going down for the most part here. As both ults come out from our bot laners, there's a 2v3 in the bot. The Senna might be able to get anything. The hook comes out onto the affiliate. No, sorry, onto the Renata. As he's just looking to delay the inevitable here. Just not able to get anything. As the Destiny comes out for a Twisted Fate, but he's going to get the gold card on the Aphelios in top lane, and they're just going to be comboing on him, and he's going to be stun locked. As, oh no, he's going to go down to
that's a big shutdown given to Mord.
Oh, actually no, it was given to Aphelios. That's probably the worst. It's going to be the Twisted Fate that goes down into the Death Realm by Mordekaiser, and I think they just got a little over-aggressive in top lane. But, you know, they definitely can afford to, as they still have a gold lead.
Yeah, they still do have a gold lead. Looks like they actually got bigger, I think. We're about up like almost, no,
it's about 9k gold. So the gap has not changed too much here. Definitely the map advantage, as no towers have gone down for Maverick Esports either.
Meanwhile, we got like pretty much all of top turrets, so.
Yeah, and very heavy damage on the top inhibitor turret as well. So definitely something to be happy about, as it's going to be 16-3 on the board. With only Senna being the one left with a bounty. But that should be ideally the best person to have that bounty. They shouldn't really be pressured too much. As Senna's range is just crazy to think about sometimes.
Yeah, the fact that Senna can just one-shot shoot from like half the screen away is insane.
It's so wild. It reminds me a little bit of Tristana with her auto attack range.
Skeleton level.
Yeah, I remember that early on. It was very interesting. As the Sun card is going to go out on the Twisted Fate, the Mordekaiser does have the Death Realm ult, it looks like, or might be coming up on it, but it looks like the Twisted Fate's just going to outburn him with not enough defense on the Mord. Actually, he has only magic resist. He has no armor.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure wait. Mord. Yeah, Mord does have a lot of magic resist, but it looks like he's going for more.
That is going to be a castle on the Let's Bounce, but is going to be continued as he's just going to be running around and just, again, delaying the inevitable as the Silas is able to dash in and secure that kill here. But yeah, I mean, the Mord is definitely the magic resist tank, or at least one of the few strong magic resist tanks. As it looks like the Mumo ult is going to come out after the bandage toss, and it's just going to be Twisted Fate trying to run. I don't think he can get out of here.
Right, another bandage toss.
Ghost is going to come out. He actually has the minions
and
to work with here.
Card,
the gold card,
and he makes it out alive. With
I think that's just perfect timing on that minion wave, honestly.
Definitely.
But it is going to be the Hextech Drake on the side of Maverick Esports here secured, as we're reaching the 20-minute mark, so we should be seeing Aaron here soon. We'll see what develops with that. It looks like, I mean, realistically speaking, Maverick Esports should have the advantage, as there are no towers up on the mid or bot lane, or mid or top lanes. Only the inhibitor ones are up still. So, oh, sorry, there is one in mid, my mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, the map pressure is just insane for Maverick Esports. But not too much vision has been placed around Baron, which I'm really kind of surprised.
Definitely, as it is coming up in 15 seconds, so we might be seeing some closure coming in as Baron comes up.
We will see. We will see. But Thresh is going to be the one to try to clear a little bit. It's going to be Ward coming down towards the Raptors. But nothing as of yet. And just heals off the damage that Cass does as if it's nothing. It's always fun to see that.
Both teams are currently, they both have TP up, so it looks like we are just going to be taking Baron for free potentially, as All of red side's just playing around mid and bot lane.
I don't think they realize. I mean, they might realize by now, but I don't think they're going to be contesting it. This is going to be the Baron. Now, keep in mind this season there are 3 actually different versions of Baron. The Baron pit has actually swapped around a little bit. I forget specifically which one that was, but it's a very interesting little change. As it's going to be a huge engage here. As oh my god, an insane Ramada ult comes out, but it is going to be the Zac with the double kill, and the Silas is able to find one on the Mumu as another hook comes out, and it should be a triple kill for Zac as the Aphelios ult just starts shredding people to pieces. There's going to be Silas that secures that, and it looks like the only person to contest maybe Kaz or Renata, but I do think this might be close to game. I don't think just yet, not secured easily, but I think they get inhibitor turrets. Oh no, he's gonna go down, but oh no, why would he do that? Why did he get aggro is my question, honestly. I don't understand how he got aggro there. I thought there were minions there. Either way, it's going to be interesting there as they're going to choose to back up. So it's just going to be the mid inhibitor that goes down on the side of Kettering University. But we do have the Baron buff up on a few people here. It looks like it's the Twisted Fate, the Thresh, and I believe the Zac with Baron buff up still. They look to be maybe pushing down bot. There's going to be a pass down. Oh, he's going to get rooted. Senna does not choose to engage. Probably the best the cast does have her ult up still. But we shall see if the Thresh can find something here. It is a 2v2 in bot. I don't think they know that Renata's there. The Thresh might be looking for a sneaky little hook. Not to do anything there. Zac is back to trading in the top with Mordekaiser. As we shall see if something happens between the two.
Oh, and the ult comes out for Mord.
Oh, that was the Death Realm ult. It's hard to tell from the Spectator, actually, I'm going to be honest. Oh, the Let's Bounce is going to come out for the Zac.
Zac survives the realm.
Oh man, he's just trying to delay so much as that is just not a winning battle, but all he can
sieging bot turret right now.
Yeah, so he's distracting him, which is honestly the only thing they can look to do on the Zac against the Mordekaiser, which, like I said earlier, the Mordekaiser definitely has the winning ult into that duel there, and especially since Zac does do AP as his primary source, or most of his damage is AP based, so the magic resist on the Mordekaiser is very, very powerful into that. But that was why we saw the Twisted Fate shred him earlier so much. So.
Definitely, because Twisted Fate does do AD, so
yeah, he definitely is he's definitely the hybrid, and in this one we do have the Twisted Fate on the attack speed. Now he did pick up Wit's End and Runins. No, sorry, that's not Runins. That is Rage Blade, my bad.
Yeah.
So he has the hybrid damage. A good amount of it is physical still.
It will be as he is building AD items. However, it does look like that turrets are just going down now.
Yeah,
all three next, no,
all three inhibitor turrets are going to be the ones that go down.
And
it is
two of the
top
inhibitors, yeah, that are still up.
Zac tries to back, but the Mordekaiser is going to try to say no, but the Zac is able to disappear out of that one with his slingshot ability, which is quite an interesting one. Very scary to see on a jungler for the most part. I think that's one of the craziest craziest engage tools a jungler has, but we did choose to put the Zac in the top, which has been working wonders today for Maverick Esports. As the Raptors is going to get stolen from the Mumu as he looks to bandage toss it, but he's going to have to pick up the little tiny guys. And I don't think the Mumu definitely not in a good mood from that, to say the least.
Definitely, and with 1 minute and 30 seconds left before Baron spawns next, we will be looking to set up for Baron playing a bit, I believe. Or we're siege mid.
It's gonna be hard to say. I think they can afford to just look to siege mid. I don't think they need the Baron here. The Baron realistically should be easily secured if it pops up. As it's gonna be Destiny coming out from the Twisted Fate as the stun goes out first. And it's just gonna be a fight to the death between the two in the Death Realm as Twisted Fate's just gonna burn him before not even going below half his speed as the box and Senna ult come out. But it's gonna be the Renata that's gonna be retaliating the ult. It looks like you're gonna find two from that. Senna's just looking to back up a bit. The Zac has plenty of HP to engage here. Cassie's going to look to challenge. Actually going to get punished for doing so with the Senna following up on the kill. As it's just going to be Aphelios and Amumu left to defend with only 20 seconds left on a counter as Aphelios just disappears off the screen. And it's going to be Amumu the last one with his ult coming out. And because of the sad mummy,
with only 7 seconds left before Renata gets back up. So that's probably going to be game.
Yeah, that's game here. You saw amazing ult from the Renata, but actually found a lot and actually got a kill off of it, but not enough to secure anything as it's just a ginormous, almost 20k gold lead for Maverick Esports into game one, as that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, as we will have to see what happens with the rest of the series, as we will be going into game two soon here, but thank you guys for tuning in for game one. We'll hope to be back soon. And we will see what champions they decide to pick on the Rift in the series today. We will be right back.
We're students at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community. Be a Maverick. Learn more at mnsu.edu. We're student gamers at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community for both competitive and casual gamers. We're learning broadcasting, digital marketing, and live stream technology, skills that translate to real-world job opportunities. Everyone wins. Be a Maverick. Learn more at MNSU.edu. We're students at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community. Be a Maverick. Learn more at MNSU.edu. We're students at Minnesota State Mankato, and we had a big idea. Turn our love of gaming into a varsity esports team. In our first year, we earned a national championship and created a fun and friendly community. Be a Maverick. Learn more at MNSU.edu.
All right, welcome back. As we will be getting started into game 2 here. It's a very interesting game 1 that we had. Definitely a large gold lead on the side of Maverick Esports.
Yeah, and that caused a little bit of an impact in the ban phase as their team kind of just banned out pretty much almost all the champions that occurred or were in that last game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Twisted Fate ban. We saw the Silas ban. On the side of Maverick Esports, they chose to ban the Mumu, I believe.
Hmm.
You might want to get up to fix that. thing so I can-
Definitely.
Sorry, he's going to be fixing the broadcast. He's doing a little bit of interesting, but we'll get that started here. It has been paused, so we do have a second before we get started. But yeah, we'll see what happens in this or in this second game. We'll see if Maverick Esports can lengthen that lead that they had and keep the momentum going, or if Kettering University can pull something out and take game 2. But we'll get right back into the rift once this is unpaused. So it'll be very interesting. But so we will have mid lane is actually going to be a very interesting pick. It is actually a Vayne mid into Oriana, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see that actually.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Because I mean, you mentioned our mid laner does not exactly didn't know how to play AP Twisted Fate, and I talked to him, and he's an ADC player
Yes.
thrown into mid. So I guess that makes sense. So we'll see if he can cook on that one. We have the Smolder up top.
And Ollie's been practicing a lot of Smolder lately, so
Yeah, the only issue though is he's into Olaf. It's just really
potentially,
not
yeah.
going to be a good lane for him. So I was talking to them during Champs Select, and he thinks he's just not going to be a character for a little bit of the game. So hopefully he can play safe enough to lengthen that out. Because Smolder is a pretty decent scaling champion. So he definitely gets stronger the later the game goes.
Yeah, and definitely with his passive that stacks, and once he reaches, I believe, 250 stacks or something like that, he does get an execute on his ability. So
Yeah, so that'll definitely be interesting to see. Down bot is also going to be a little interesting as well. We have the Yasuo Blitzcrank. It is going to be into a Senna Zac. So interesting support on the side of Kettering and an interesting ADC on the side of Maverick Esports. So I
yeah.
think it's a very unorthodox game that we have today. And rounding that out in the jungle, it is going to be an Udyr against a Diana. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we have a lot of damage on our side, but they have a lot of tankiness on the side of Kettering with the Oriana and the Senna being the primary damage dealers. So we'll see if they can carry it in to the game as we go out. But hopefully we will be unpaused soon, and we will bring you guys straight into the Rift. Once those guys are ready over there, we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I'm excited. I think it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, the range is kind of in the side of Kettering and the bot, but at the same time, you have the Blitzcrank. So
And also, you do have Yasuo that
We'll
can
see.
just win wall, but never mind. His win wall doesn't really do much against Senna since it will
No,
just auto straight through. So
yeah, the win wall really won't be. I don't
too
think
effective.
I don't honestly. I don't even think he'll need to use it until like level 10 or something. I don't even think he'll level it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, since their whole team's practically just melee.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few abilities from the Senna that could get blocked out. Notably, her root is probably the biggest thing, but the rest of them are beam abilities, so those will go straight through the wind wall as they are not projectiles. So that's definitely one of the fun interactions with that wind wall that I play with. Playing primarily mages down mid, I have so much fun dealing with that wind wall. But
Mhm.
we will see as the Blitzcrank could be a huge threat for the Senna, as since they have the Zac, they're not going to have the peel that like the Thresh Lantern would have. So I'm surprised we didn't actually see a Thresh at all in this game. I don't think he got banned. Maybe he did. I don't believe so. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here. It's gonna be definitely a slow game. A lot of scaling champions here. And yeah, I think what's the development to see is probably the bot lane. I think that's gonna be the biggest issue here.
But I just noticed those on their team. Maybe this might just be like a mistake, but it looks like they both took, or the Senna and the Zac, they didn't take, and either one of them didn't take a support item. So it kind of makes you wonder what's going on there.
You're right. They took, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Maybe they clicked the wrong button into it. But, shot, yep. All right. I wish we could see Twitch chat, actually. That's what I forgot to actually pull up now that I think about it. Let me get that on my phone here. But hopefully the pause will be up here in a minute. Wonder what they paused for. I think one of our players, I think, tried to sneak to the bathroom. So that
Yeah.
might have been it.
Hopefully Moon gets back soon.
Hopefully. Oh god. What's going on in chat already? Okay. Let me pull up Twitch chat so I can see what's going on in there. Totally forgot. I feel I'm so stupid for forgetting about pulling up Twitch chat. There we go. All right. Production, if you want to just bring us into the game, we can just sit in that screen and chill there for a sec. There we go. Yeah, we'll just chill and wait in the pause menu for a sec until this gets started. Shouldn't be too much longer.
Oh, and there comes Moon.
There he goes.
Looks like we'll be starting just a moment then.
Yeah, it should be started up here in a sec. Although I think we'll actually get a delay for that, so we might be a few more minutes. Interesting. Gotta love pausing the game sometimes, right?
Yeah.
What? All right. Now, let's see. Oh, it's going to be Ocean Drake, actually. It's going to be the first one here. So that'll be interesting at the 5-minute mark. That's probably going to be what we're also going to be looking to pay attention to as well.
Yeah, we don't really have too much, or I mean, we do have split pushing potential, but I would realistically expect that the other team is probably going to go and focus the grubs as we focus for the drakes, as we have a better late game than they do, probably.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the early game pressure on top, I mean, the Smolder's really not going to be able to pressure that out. So I do think you're right with the Void Grubs going for Kettering to start here.
Of course, anything can happen, so we will see.
This is true. Anything can happen. It's a very long game, and, you know, it really comes down to which team makes more mistakes, right? Like, that's probably the biggest aspect to this. But there's a lot of things that we will keep in mind that could happen and develop that are just kind of based on the champ select. I mean, champ select is probably one of the biggest aspects of this game's dynamics in terms of, like, figuring out how the game will progress. I mean, I think it's one of the most interesting aspects of it. And unfortunately, we can't stream the champ select going through, as it's not actually done in the client, which is unfortunate, but makes sense for this context. But we will definitely be interesting to see which lane is going to be going up. As there we go. Now we will be starting here as the we will be hitting the rift as it finally gets unpaused. Still seems a bit bugged. Oh, it's still paused on our side. I think it just is a stream delay. Yeah. Oh. Never mind, now it looks good. Okay, sorry about that, everyone, but we should be good here. Yep, looks like my predictions are correct. Although I can't can't tell.
Welcome to Summoner's
Olaf and
Rift.
Orianna could be swapped, actually. I'm not too sure. Both of them are going to be TP, but it looks like it might be an invade no, it's going to be
30
Olaf top
seconds until
Orianna. It
minions
actually might be an
spawn.
invade here. We have the Blitz. Might actually catch one out. Oh, he's the Flash. It's not going to find it. But that is going to be the Senna Flash out early, which is, I think, a huge thing. Like, you don't get any kills here on the initial invade, but
The fact that you have to waste
a
summoner spell is
that early,
huge.
Yeah, that is definitely huge, especially Flash on the Senna of all characters.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to basically mean
Minions have spawned.
that level 2 is definitely going to be, I think that might be where we see first blood in bot lane already.
Yeah, that level 2 is going to go a little crazy with the Blitzcrank and so getting a majority of their abilities up.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely like one of the biggest things in that bot lane matchup is whether the Flash is up or not. As it is going to be Udyr solo killing the blue with no leash, which makes sense. I guess that character is one of the few junglers that don't need a leash. So it's going to be interesting what happens with the Smolder up top. Definitely the Blitz Yasuo bot is going to be very exciting to watch here. Smolder is such a unique character. Oh no, he's running. Oh, and it's going to be the Blitz hook that finds the Senna, but again, like I said with level 2, you're not able to actually combo too much. Yasuo's going to take a lot of damage from that actually. But he has his shield back up. There's going to be the level 2 that they're going to want to look for. There's a level 2 there. If the Blitz can just land the hook on the Senna, that is a kill.
Oh, that's
going to be one. You get the knock up, not able to get the knock up. Not timed well. I think the Yasuo just needed to time that knock up Q the knock up on his Q combo with that level 2. That was kind of made a big. That could have actually given them a kill, but it's going to be the bot lane that's going to crash into the turret, as both mid and top are pretty even here. I think, like I said, top is definitely in the favor of Olaf, but it's just not going to be something that the Smolder is going to be able to capitalize on. He just has to look the kite, use the range advantage. Don't we just love the range top laners, right?
Yeah, range top laners are fun. I mean, I'm personally quite enjoying myself, so.
Oh, no, not one of those guys. Nah, I can't say I'm not a part of that camp. When I did play top, one of my favorites was Gnar and like Teemo really early on.
Yeah.
I played Teemo when I was like new to the game, so like I didn't really know what was happening. Gnar
was
I
fun
actually
though
love
because
Gnar.
he's like the range handler. Oh, it looks like we have a spike going out, and it
Oh,
looks
the
like
shield from the Olaf, and he's just able to start. No, it does look like neither of them are going to go down in the top lane. As it's just going to be a 3v3
Rose
in
coming
the
out
bot.
from the
Might actually be Perksha on the Blitz that goes down first. As the heal comes out, he's just not able to get out there.
And there goes first blood to
First
Udyr.
blood to Udyr. That's unfortunate to see, but I do think the health pool from the side of Kettering was just a little too much for the Yasuo to try to get through. As you'll see, what happens is Smolder looks to poke out Olaf more and more, but Olaf has actually decent sustain. So like we saw when they were in the fight, the Olaf is able to shrug off a lot of the damage that Smolder puts out.
And he also took biscuits for longer lane sustain.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest, but I always knew there was. So I guess that's my mistake. I'm a little not cut off with the current meta with junglers. My mistake. But yeah, I guess I'm more used to a handful of junglers that can leash on their own, that don't need leash. My mistake on that.
Yeah.
But we shall see as the Zac is going to look to bounce in. Oh no, he
and
actually
there's
gets
the
the
grab,
melee,
but that doesn't really do much.
dash from the Vayne is able to get enough space to where nothing happens, as we do have Perksha on the Blitz in the river.
It looks like they're contesting grubs right around now. This top lane does have prio as well as mid lane.
There's just nothing a Smolder can do, but it actually might be Orianna that goes down here. Orianna does have flash, it's going to be burnt. But oh no, they get away
grab.
And then it's going to be the
Kill.
Diana that's going to be able to
Diana.
secure that. But the Grubs actually are going to get reset. Did they grab one? I couldn't tell. They did. It does look like they did. You can see the top left. Okay.
Hopefully we'll be able to just secure the rest of them then.
And like I said before, it really comes down to that top section of the Smolder is just not really going to be a champion for a little bit. So as long as he can play the long game, be patient, play for XP, don't greed for the gold as it might. Oh, nothing comes out of that, but it is going to be the Senna that gets knocked up in it for a second. But it's not in a position to hook. But Senna does have flash up again. It is going to be level 6 across the board here.
Oh,
There's going to be a hook, a
hook.
knockup, and another knockup after the fact.
Zach really jumped in. Did we do too much?
Oh, actually, sorry, the bot lane knocked.
And ignites and exhaust go off of both sides, and there goes the Yasuo to Zach. But the Diana is down there.
Zach
should hopefully be a kill for Diana.
Zach should be going down. It's going to be going down. His passive is not enough to save him, unfortunately. But, I mean, that's to be expected. Zach's passive and most death passives in the game are kind of just not always really what you want. It almost feels like you'd be better off with a different passive, but it's those moments where it does save you in a very clutch situation that is definitely one of the more interesting passives to have, because it looks like the Olaf's going to be just kind of chasing down our Smolder here. Has the okay thumbs up, comes out after the fact.
Smolder gets away.
Smolder gets away. I mean, he's playing the range to his advantage. He just needs to be careful with the Olaf axes and not get hit by too much. As we'll see if the Orianna is going to look for a shockwave on Vayne down mid.
And that is a lot of damage that Smolder's currently doing to the Olaf.
Yeah, I think this is to the point where, I mean, the Smolder doesn't have any items. Neither does Olaf, really.
There's going to be a gank going down mid.
The Zach doesn't have anything to pull off of his, so his Q is just not going to do anything, actually, which is really nice.
Did Ghost.
Udyr did Ghost, but that was the Ghost off of our Vayne as well. But it's going to be a failed gank mid, but it's going to blow some summoner spells, so not the most useless gank to say the least. As it is a very even game right now. The dragon is still up, no one has chosen to go for it. With just the Grubs being the one that have gone down so far. But looks like Diana is going to be clearing topside jungle, so they're going to be looking. Both junglers going to be shifting towards the bot side jungle here, so I think
they're going to be popping towards Drake, definitely, and it's all going to come down to our bot lane, and if we can possibly see a kill going down on either one of the bot laners.
The reset of the axe from Olaf does chunk a good amount of the Smolder's HP here. We're going to see if an engage can go off. The hook lands. Knockup goes up. Yasuo is going to be ulting onto the center. Nothing comes of it.
As both ultimates pop and go off, or they both die.
They both die as the Olaf tries to do the tower dive. He's not going to find it as the center is the one that goes down.
With the gank and
HP. Oh no, he doesn't get him. The Q did miss as the Senna's Dawning Shadow comes across the map as the Vayne is going to secure the Udyr, and that is going to be at least 1 or 2 plates.
And potentially a Drake as well.
I do think that might be Drake here. The Diana has HP to work with. Perkshire does not. They choose to just get the 1 plate on the bot, which makes sense, and they're going to be going for the Ocean Drake. As we'll get the first Drake of the game to go down here. See what dragon is next. It looks like it's going to be Hextech Dragon that is next. So that is going to be both Ocean and Hextech Soul going to not be able to be picked here. So we'll see when Soul comes out, see if the map changes a good amount. Or
looks like a Zach coming in, and
oh my god, the shockwave misses as well.
However, it does look like grubs will be secured for blue side, meaning they get all 6 grubs and
It's gonna
two little voids are going to be
It's
spawning
going
every
to be
time.
Diana looking to come in as the Moonfall comes down for Diana, but not able to get anything on the Senna. Grab the Q hit either, doesn't get the reset. It's going to be Smolder. Oh, he's trying to get that control ward. He really wants that, but he chooses not to commit for it. Senna's happy to be staying in bot. That's right. Ooh, he ends up actually wing walling. Okay, is not going to be able to hit that. As it looks like that Diana's going to see a large ult drop here as the let's bounce. I think that was the let's bounce actually. But it's going to
Finds him a double kill for the
double kill.
Yasuo.
Very well done.
For sure.
But it doesn't look like there was anything. Oh, actually, the Senna did burn exhaust, so at least there's one something. But nothing too much. But we are seeing a bot lane lead here, which is definitely what you want, as the Senna scaling is very scary, just like we saw in the last game. Oh, Olaf is definitely
Looks like completed item also for Diana now.
Oh no, the Yasuo's going to take power damage as the Dawning Shadow from Senna is going to finish the job, and Blitzcrank is just not going to be able to get out.
That's a double kill for Senna.
That's rough. There it goes. Now
A
he finally
completed
gets
item
the
also
control
for
ward.
Yasuo. He just got his Kraken Slayer, so that's going to have him do a lot more damage going forward into any of these fights.
True, but we did see, I believe there was some shutdown gold on the Yasuo for the Senna, so that definitely evens it out. It's only about a 2, actually less than 2.
Less than 2,000 gold lead currently for Team Maverick.
If you can get the Olaf to hit, but Diana's coming in as the ults from Smolder and Olaf are both going down, as well as the Moonfall from Diana, but the Olaf just able to out-sustain. Actually might be able to survive this. Oh my
Like
god!
a double kill for
The
the
Ragnarok from Olaf is going to be able to out-sustain both Smolder's mom and the Diana's Moonfall, unfortunately, as both of them going to go down to the top lane. But it's going to be
sprinting
stuff here bot as the Udyr actually goes down very fast. But it looks like the Yasuo is going to be looking to get that Zac passive is going to go off, as well as potentially. And then, okay, they get the Senna and they choose
to going for
to get the Zac after the fact. Okay, Zac is not able to escape. That's going to be a double kill for the Yasuo in the bot lane. Get a little bit of revenge for what happened earlier. As there's going to be a plate down mid that falls.
That is a very scary Yasuo. As he's currently 6 and 3 right now.
Yeah, that early Kraken Slayer is really going to be a big deal for the Yasuo.
Potential first turret?
Ghost Blade to start for
Or
Senna.
no.
No, I guess they choose not to go for the first turret there. Both of them are going to choose to back. I'm sure they got a little bit of items to work with. As we have the Blade of the Rune King on the main mid. Zac is good. And the Let's Bounce comes out from Zac. Smolder's here to help. Zac chooses to bounce around. But it might be a shockwave that we see out on the Orianna. Now, one thing that could happen is Orianna actually throws her ball onto the Zac, and Zac jumps in with it, and that actually could be
ult would be crazy.
Yeah, that could be a very interesting combo ult, as it actually is going to be the first tower that drops on the top side.
Red team's turret has
For-
been destroyed.
That first turret gold bonus as well. So
Yeah, it's definitely...
we're still sitting around 2,000 gold, about a 2,000 gold lead. So
Yeah, it's still a very even game. Definitely more favorite for us. This knockup's going to go out on the Senna, just saving the hook, and after the flash, saves the hook for the flash, and the Senna is going to go down. That's definitely what you wanted there.
Blue team's turret has been
and
destroyed.
the bot turret goes down now as we are looking for a current mid lane fight. Currently, Rift Herald is up and Hex Drake is up as well.
That's correct.
You can see team testing objectives in a bit.
Actually, might be a second tower that goes down and bot, actually. As the Smolder's going to stop Olaf back as it
Ghost
looks
comes
Blue
out
team's
for
turret has been destroyed.
Ghost, yes, that was his.
Zoomies!
As it's actually a fourth two down bot. It's gonna be Johnny Shadow comes out as well as the Shockwave from the Orianna. And it's gonna be the Yasuo that goes down. I think the Blitz. Oh no,
Takes
he
it out
flashes.
barely, and
I don't think it was worth flashing. I don't think it's out.
unfortunately he died.
Mechanical failure!
Yeah, I think he just needed to save the flash. But it was a good attempt. As the Vayne is going to be the one that is going to be looked at to be ran down. They might get it. They don't have any ult to work with. Oh no. Oh, very good choice of the Vayne abilities as
Looks like
final hour comes
Smolder
out and the
is
Smolder is going to be ulting as well as they actually get a lot of damage to disengage with 2 ults down from that fight, unfortunately speaking.
Red team has slain the dragon.
The Hextech Drake is going to go down for
And Blue
Diana.
team is currently contesting on the roof.
Fight. Yasuo is here to contest the Blitz, but they don't have the jungler just yet. It looks like all it's going to do is just make Kettering just disengage from the Rift Herald. Reset, and it looks like Maverick Esports is going to look to capture this guy as the hook is going to be thrown out, but not able to connect on the Olaf. Ward's going down, so they know they're going for the Rift Herald. But not as easy to contest yet. It's going to be Rift Herald for Maverick Esports to start here, as it looks like it's going to be the Earth Drake Soul that comes out, I believe. Yeah, because it's going to be Earth next, so it should be his soul that comes out. It's
like
the
his-
third one that is the soul, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And it looks like,
They get-
yeah, we will be getting
Oh,
a round
it is.
soul.
Yeah. The map already changed. Sorry, I couldn't tell you where we were looking. So the map has changed a bit, so it is the Earth Drake Soul. So definitely just a matter of increasing the defensiveness of either team. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's not really going to be too bad for either team in terms of it could really go either way, which team makes better use of that soul.
For sure.
But we have very even games still with about a 3K, no, about a 2, a
2K.
little over 2, a little bit
Yeah.
over 2K, a little bit over 2,000 gold lead. As Yasuo is going to be not able to land the few, as the Senna actually grabs the
Banshee's No, not Banshee's Veil. That's
No, that's the assassin one. It's not Banshee. As the final hour, Aqua is going to come out to just disengage the, and neither are going to choose to follow up on each other. Zax Let's Bounce comes out, as well as the Sinus. Johnny Shadow is going to come across the map. Many ults going back and forth.
Global also comes
Oh
out.
my god, there's so many global ults everywhere. As an amazing combo from the Diana and Yasuo, as it's going to find the Olaf, but the Diana and Yasuo both go down. It's just Blitz and Smolder alive here, as they're both going to choose to back up. The hook misses on the Blitz. Or the hook misses from Blitz, unfortunately speaking. But it's going to be left 2v3. As both mid laners are not anywhere near the fight. But it is going to be two people looking to back here. They might actually be able to get tower. No,
Like
they
Zach
do
trying to
choose
engage potentially, or no?
I think if anything, maybe just protect against some sort of tower dive of some sorts. There's going to be 4 down mid already. As Orianna is there. Shockwave is not up just yet. Might be coming right off cooldown, so she'll have it if she needs for this next fight. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely an even game now with 12 to 12, but still the gold lead for Maverick Esports. But that was an amazing attempt with the combo of Moonfall and Last Breath that we saw on the hit 2, actually.
Blue team's
There goes
turret
top
has
turret.
been
This
destroyed.
could be interesting to see if we see the Shockwave out from Orianna. As Udyr is going to be collapsing on the Vayne. As Zach's going to be looking to go. The final hour is going to come out, but it's going to be Vayne that gets combo stunned by Shockwave, and the stun on Olaf is not able to find the Orianna. It's going to be shut down as such. It's going to be a 3v1 down at bot, but the Ragnarok is going to be just keeping Olaf alive. It's going to run out. and he's going to be comboed down with the Smolder's mom coming across the field, and
Rift
the
Heralds
last
we
breath
dropped
to-
bot lane as there is 45 seconds left for Mountain Drake comes out.
Yeah, I
Baron is
guess
also
it's an
up as well.
interesting choice to put down bot, but we'll see if it'll connect on that inhibitor turret. It should, realistically speaking.
Yeah. And then on top of
Some
that,
are choosing
if the Rift ever decides to dash,
gonna be a knockup on the Orianna. Oh my god, it just completely destroys her. She just disappears.
looks like now we are seeing the bot turret.
Exactly. It's gonna be the Zac looking to try to escape. He's gonna have to burn flash as the Senna ult comes down, but nothing is going to happen. It's all she's gonna do is escape them from
There goes the bot turret.
bot turret is gonna be down.
As Mountain Drake responds.
He's confirming that one as they get their third dragon of the game. And Baron is up and waiting for whoever chooses to claim that one.
We currently are on a 3,000-ish gold lead right now, so
Yeah, definitely the advantage you want. You don't want that Yasuo dying here, as that's going to be low of a shutdown from the Yasuo or the Smolder. But a lot of item advantage here for Maverick Esports. Not too much of a lead on any specific ones, but actually, I think the biggest difference right now is the Yasuo has a full item advantage on the Senna with 132 CS to 132. Very big difference, and really goes to show where most of that gold lead is. Ironically, the Smolder is also out CSing the Olaf. So very good work. Actually, it's mostly just out CS'd across the board.
there's like a little cheat going on with the vein.
Final hour is going to be coming out, but the
And
Olaf's going to
goes.
burn, goes to run. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's the normal Baron, right?
That
Or
is,
that's one of the newer variants.
I believe, there really isn't a normal Baron anymore as
Well, I think it's like the hunting Baron is like
Yeah.
what the new normal one is. As the Zac is going to be looking to slingshot onto the Diana, and the Let's Bounce comes out.
Red team's turret has been
Nothing
destroyed.
of that as Yasuo comes out on the Senna. Senna's going to burn flash to dodge the tornado as he's just going to be bouncing around. The Ragnarok comes out as he's going to be going down as the shockwave is going to be burned from Orianna and going to find one on the
and here's
Diana
something to
here.
note, Smolder did just receive his execute.
Oh, you're right. And he's going to find two from that execute as well. As it's going to be Udyr that goes down. The Vayne's going to be chasing the Zac.
Triple kill out for Smolder.
The Zac's going to be escaping to live another day. But it's going to be a very good defense. Oh, this... Ah, it doesn't keep going. The Blitz might have actually been able to find that Zac there, ironically. But it's going to be the mid tower that
Blue
falls.
team's turret has been
As they
destroyed.
might be able to find the inhibitor tower here as well. They're going to be able to. The mid tower that falls. They choose not to go through with the inhibitor, but that's going to be two inhibitor turrets down for Maverick Esports here. So very good lead to be working with, as they have increased the lead from 2K, that was the case a little bit earlier, to now about a 4K-ish, a little bit actually over 4,000 gold lead. So very good work from Maverick Esports, as they're going to be looking to set up for Baron I think, next year.
Yes.
We do have Dragon in 2 minutes, so it is something to keep in mind, whether they want to follow through with that or not.
Currently, though, TP is down for the Ori, so if a fight ever breaks out, it's going to be a little bit harder for the Ori to get in, but
They do have TP on Olaf.
yes.
But the thing to note about that is we actually chose to not have TP on any of our champions for this game here, as it's going to be Yasuo looking to engage on the Zac. That's just going to disengage. It's going to be the Tornado, not able to connect.
Looks like his waves are being pushed out. We are rotating towards the Baron now.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to be looking for. It's going to be the Smolder chilling on bot lane to keep that under control. Olaf's definitely one of those characters
Looks
that
like
can
we are
really
doing a
push
little
that.
bush cheese potentially.
It's possible. Ooh, he's gonna.
And
Oh
it goes
no!
wide.
Just barely not long enough to be able to catch the Zac. Good attempt though.
As Malandrake is coming for 50 seconds, which will be a soul if red team or Team Mankato decides to get it.
Think that's what they're gonna try to go for. X-Tech Flash on the Olaf comes out. Ragnar's gonna come out. Both the Senna and the Shockwave actually finds the Vayne. And it's gonna be Moonfall comboed again with the Yasuo ult. I wish I could remember the name of that one off the top of my head. It's Last Breath. There we go. As the Smolder is gonna be kind of poking that Orianna out. The execute very scary. He's gonna find it. Oh, the hook actually lands on. Oh god, I can't even tell who that is. On the Udyr. I'm not used to this character. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so used to the old Udyr.
It's all fine. And looks like as cooldowns are coming back up for blue side, we decide to split objectives.
The Yasuo looks to be soloing Dragon, I believe.
Yup, and we will be looking to
Grabs the mountain. And that is going to be the Mountain Soul for Maverick Esports. Very good objective lead as the Baron is going to be close to coming down here for Maverick Esports. Does not look like Kettering's going to contest. Has very good objective control here as they're going to be looking to back, reset, grab some items. Oh no, the Smolder is going to be found out on top as the ult. Or as the TP is going to come down for Orianna. Oh no, he has no resources to work with as the Orianna Shockwave is going to come out and secure the kill on the Smolder. Ooh, I just think he should have backed.
Yeah, he probably should have, but
I don't know.
He's definitely overextended.
Yeah. Oh, he also has Medjai's. He built Medjai's. No, it's even worse
Lost
now.
a lot of stacks off of that.
Oh man.
That is an interesting build that Smolder's going for. I'm seeing a what looks to be a bruiser item, and then we have.
I don't know that item. It looks like the Spear of Sojin.
Yeah, Spear of Sojin, which
okay.
is a bruiser AD item, and then we have Leandries, which is an AP item, and then we have a tank item.
The Frost Gauntlet.
So
Frostborn Gauntlet.
it's an interesting build that we're seeing from Smolder here.
I mean, he's cooking. He's cooking up something. So we'll see if he can really pop off. But I don't think he really needs to, as the Vayne and Yasuo have plenty of damage to work with. But as well as the Diana. So the benefit here is we're definitely very split between AP and AD. So it's going to be hard for the tanks of Kettering University to itemize against that damage. And as well as with Vayne just having true damage just means there's not really much to itemize against with that, at least. But apart from, I guess, just pure HP. But Vayne is notably a very, very strong tank buster, which ends up being a very good effect for Maverick Esports, as we're going to be looking at about only a a little bit over a 5K gold lead. This might be actually the Zac. Oh, he's going to be jumping out and the hook is not going to land. As they're just going to be looking to poke around, not able to find anything. Abilities going out left and right as the Zac's going to look to engage, chooses not to. As they're just going to be retreating as the wave is going to be crashing into this tower and they're just going to have to give up the tower. Orianna flash comes out.
Smolder?
Smolder's mom coming across the field. Why do they all the names, man? Such an interesting ult. But it works out.
Zac was actually
There it is! The Zac jump in with the shockwave as the Senna ult comes out. Olaf's gonna find one on the Smolder, but he's gonna get shredded down by Vayne. Vayne's just going left and right with the final hour coming out as the Orianna and the Udyr are gonna fall as well. So just and Zac's gonna be oh okay, there's the passive, that's why he died. The passive came out and the Vayne's gonna be finding one. He's gonna get rooted, so Nino will find it.
and 4 deaths on Kettler's side, I believe, right?
Yeah, Kettering University is going to be having this one. Oh, no, he missed the hook.
But it looks like
He's still alive. How is he still alive?
it will be game
And that will be
two.
game 2. to close out this series against Kettering University, as that is GG's, folks. Very, very good showing from Maverick Esports as we close out second with not as much of a lead as game one, at least.
But
I
definitely
guess
a
we got to
lead
give it
still.
to Kettering. Yeah, I mean, that lead really makes into a difference. And I think it really came down to objective control, as we saw no dragons taken from Kettering, as the only thing they got in both games were actually just the Void Grubs. So it almost seems like they over prioritized it a bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, though, it's like top lane did not have as much pressure, so we couldn't really contest that either way. So it just made sense.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely made sense to where the Void Grubs were just as simple as just easier to get. We definitely focused priority on the bot lane, which makes sense. The dragon is a very impactful thing, and I guess we just didn't see the need to value the Void Grubs in top, give it away for free for the most part, and get that value elsewhere. As in this second game, Smolder definitely did not have the presence. The first game, again, not too much presence from the Zac on the side of Maverick Esports against that.
Yeah.
But could have helped a little bit in a fight going down there. But that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the series between Maverick Esports, Kettering University is going to be 2-0 in the best of threes. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. This has been Moon, followed
This
here by...
is Brian.
Thank you guys
Peace.
for having us.